Hey guys, welcome to today's video and welcome on into my beauty stash. Get ready guys. Fall makeup releases are definitely upon us. Fall makeup, Halloween makeup. Today I want to focus on fall and Halloween palettes that have come out, that are fixing to come out, that might be dropping today when you're watching this video. I just kind of want to put it all together in one video and kind of help you guys hopefully make some good buying decisions, because we definitely don't need to buy all of the palettes. I know we want them all, but we don't necessarily need them all. Now, some of these palettes you have seen me review already on my channel. Some you'll see me review in the future, and I'll let you know my thoughts. I'll let you know what I think is worth picking up or what maybe you can pass on, and I'm just excited. I did this list during my lunch break today. I was looking on Instagram, taking note of everything that was new, that was coming out, that had already come out, and again, I just want to help you make some good buying decisions. If it is your first time here on my channel, first and foremost, hello and welcome. My name is Steph. This is what I love to do. I love trying out new makeup. So primarily that is the content you see here on my channel, the latest and greatest in makeup reviews, but I do multiple looks with eyeshadow palettes. I do makeup ranking videos. We just talk about makeup, and we talk about makeup quite often here on my channel. If that sounds like something you want to see on pretty much a daily basis, I do tend to upload quite a bit. Do me a favor and click on the subscribe button and hit the bell next to it. That way you'll be notified every time I do drop a new video. And if you like what you see, if you just like a good makeup discussion video, give this video a thumbs up before you go. As usual guys, everything that I'm talking about, it's going to be linked in the description box, as well as the things that I'm wearing on my face. I did film this look. You guys will probably see this look go up after this video does. This look right here, I use the Celestial Garden palette from Bella Beauty Bar and M. Jones. This was like a full face of trying new makeup video, and you guys, these videos will go up like one right after the other, so stay tuned for that. And let's get started. Let's get started talking about all of these new fall and Halloween eyeshadow palette releases. If you guys want to hear my thoughts, keep on watching. All right guys, so let's talk about Unearthly Cosmetics first, because today is Thursday when I'm sitting down to film this video, and it might be the day after, might be Friday when you guys are watching this video, but Unearthly Cosmetics just dropped 4 new palettes. Now, I will be reviewing 2 of them. I'm going to be reviewing the Weirdos, and I'm going to be reviewing Warms My Blood. But there was also 1964 that was released, and the So Strange palette that was released. I think these look amazing. I cannot wait to try them out. I am being sent Weirdos in PR, and I ordered Warms My Blood for myself. I just can't wait. Unearthly Cosmetics has a really nice formula, and I think any one of these palettes that you want to pick up, I don't think you'd be disappointed at all. I think that 1964 and So Strange kind of look a little similar to each other. They kind of look more like, I guess, Halloween color stories. I feel like the Weirdos was definitely like a grungy palette, and Warms My Blood was the larger of the 4 palettes, and it had a lot of cool shimmer shades. So I'm just going to be really excited. Let me know if you picked any of these up. I don't know, like all the products that I'm going to be talking about, guys, I don't know if they're still in stock. They'll just be linked, and you can definitely check out the link and see what's going on. But let me know if you picked up any of these palettes. These are definitely a nice way to celebrate Halloween and to celebrate fall. So next up is from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is their new Rose Metals palette. This was revealed today, and this is going to be available on September the 26th on their website. Although one of the pictures that I saw, I believe it was from Trend Mood, they spotted it in stores at Sephora already. So I don't know what's up with that. Maybe it was just, you know, a mistake that they put it out too early. But I do know on September 26th, this will drop on the ABH website. I feel like this palette is a nice color story for fall, a little neutral, but then again, typically all ABH palettes are, unless they're the Nirvana palettes. I'm thinking about this one. I haven't made up my mind yet. I didn't have the best experience with the last ABH palette, so I don't know. I'm a little bit on the fence with this one. I don't feel it's highly necessary, and when you see the next palette I'm gonna show you guys, I think I'm gonna have to decide between the two. So next is the Huda Beauty Empowered palette. So this is actually going to be, I think, a full collection. I want to say there was a couple other items that are going to be released alongside this, but here is the eyeshadow palette. This is going to drop on October 3rd, I believe, at all Huda Beauty retailers. Now, this is going to be, I guess, the holiday release for 2022. She usually drops a new palette of this size, typically around, I guess, September, October months. For me, when I first saw this palette, I thought about the Jaguar palette, and then I thought of another one of those little Obsessions palettes, which the name escapes me right now, but I feel like these shades have kind of already been done in those smaller palettes, those 9-pan palettes. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if Jaguar palette, if that jumped out at you. That Jaguar palette was released last year, and I did review it, and that's more of like a cool tone eyeshadow palette. You know, this looks nice. I think it looks like a typical Huda Beauty release. It's definitely a fall palette, a fall neutral palette. But, you know, I can see this being worn like in the spring and summer too, no doubt. But it's definitely a Huda palette. And for me, I'm going to need to decide between ABH and this one. And I'm kind of leaning more towards this one. So next up, we have the latest release from Shroud Cosmetics and Batty Bean. This is our collaboration palette. And this is the Hollow Bean, a 9-pan eyeshadow palette. I think this is a beautiful color story. I think this is definitely more of a traditional Halloween color story. I have personally never tried Shroud Cosmetics, but I know some of you picked this palette up. You'll have to let me know your thoughts if you've already gotten it home. I want to say this was just released like a couple days ago, so I don't know if it's still available or maybe it's now on pre-order, but it looks like a pretty solid 9-pan palette. I mean, I probably should have gotten it. I was just, I guess, caught up with other releases, but I'll be interested to try this brand in the future. But let me know. Let me know if you've tried Shroud Cosmetics and what you think their best palettes are. So next up, we have the latest palette from Sugar Drizzle, and as I'm sitting down to film this video, the color story was just released. This is their new Trick Roar Treat palette, and let's see, this palette is gonna drop, it's gonna retail for $28.95. It's gonna drop October the 2nd at 12 p.m. EST. So I will most definitely be picking this up unless I get sent it in PR. Sometimes I do get PR from Sugar Drizzle, so I think this is a really cute color story. This is a nice fall color story, and I like that it's a 6-pan palette. One of their more recent releases was a 6-pan palette. I have it back here somewhere. I forget the name, but I do have a review on it. You guys know how much I love Sugar Drizzle. I think they make amazing eyeshadow palettes, and I'm happy to see this little 6-pan. Something small and affordable for fall, and I think this is a really nice cohesive color scheme. Next up, we have the latest collection from ColourPop and the Hocus Pocus Part 2 movie. So the movie, when does the movie come out? I know it's being released on Disney Plus, and I don't think it's going to theaters. I'm not entirely sure, but I know I saw Disney Plus on there. I think the movie comes out sometime in October, but the collection dropped today. I did pick up the collection, and I could have possibly picked up an extra PR set for one of you out there. You're definitely gonna have to stay tuned because I am just really into all of these Halloween and fall releases. So something good is coming to my channel very soon. But yeah, I couldn't resist this one. I have the prior to Hocus Pocus and ColourPop palettes. I love them very much. I have to say that I've really been reaching for the round 1 eyeshadow palette lately, and I've showed that more recently on my channel. We'll have to see how this 3rd palette measures up. Now, I was a little disappointed that I didn't see a candle included in the collection because I still have the candle from last year. I'm about halfway through it. I've been kind of saving it, but I have been burning it recently, so I'll probably get through it by the time Halloween rolls around. But I think that this color story, it's very pretty, but I also think it's a traditional Halloween color story. So if you've picked up some of the other palettes that I'm going to show you guys and mention in today's video, then I don't feel like you necessarily need to have this one from ColourPop. And while it is at an affordable price point, I don't necessarily think you'll need it if you have some of the other palettes that I'm going to be showing you and mentioning to you in today's video. But if you collect these, and I know a lot of you do, I definitely think it's a cute palette to add to your stash. We'll see how it performs. It's already been shipped. It's on the way to me, so I cannot wait to try it out for you guys. Next, we have the Ritual Collection from Profusion. Now, I love Profusion. Profusion is definitely one of my favorite brands at the drugstore, but I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and pass on this collection. I want to say that this collection dropped at Walmart and on the Profusion website, but I could be wrong. I know it's available already on the Profusion website. You'll have to let me know if you pick anything up, but you know, the palette is nice. I like that we're getting like a couple blushes there on the side, but it's not something that I'm drawn to. And it's just, you know, another large palette when I kind of would rather have like a 9-pan or 12-pan, maybe even a 16-pan palette. I just feel like it's, you know, it's too big of a palette for me right now, just because I am reviewing a lot of makeup and the color story is not really pulling me in. I know it's going to be super affordable, so if this color story appeals to you, you might want to try it out. I have had good luck with recent Profusion eyeshadow palette releases, so we'll see. You'll have to let us know. You guys take one for the team. One of y'all out there, try it out. Let us know how this new Profusion Ritual Collection is. Next, we have Makeup Revolution. So Makeup Revolution dropped the Beetlejuice. I think this is round 2 because I want to say they did one last year. The Beetlejuice Collection. I think the stripes on the palette are really cute. You know, I think again, it looks like another traditional Halloween color story. I am not a fan of Makeup Revolution. There's very few products from the brand that I do enjoy, and eyeshadow palettes is definitely not one of them. I believe this is available already on their website, and I think as I'm sitting down to film this video, they've already released another Halloween collection. I don't know if I have that made it on the list, but this is the one that I've seen floating around on Instagram. I mean, I guess if you like Beetlejuice, I haven't seen the movie. I know you all told me I need to see the movie. I promise I will add it to my list for October, but this is definitely something that I'm gonna pass on. Although I will say the mirror does look really cute, but as far as the eyeshadow palette goes, not interested. Okay, so this next eyeshadow palette is from a new to me indie makeup brand. This makeup brand is called Wicked Widow Beauty, and this is their Yallernative eyeshadow palette. The brand reached out to me and they wanted to know if they could send me this in PR. I of course said yes. I'm always down to try a new indie makeup brand, or new to me indie makeup brand, I should say. So as soon as I get the palette, I'm going to be creating some looks with it. I think the design of the boot is really cute. The girl on the palette is beautiful, and this is a nice color story. This is a definitely a different color story for fall. I see that we're getting some pastels in here, and I see a couple greens, so automatically you guys know I am drawn to the palette. So I definitely cannot wait to try this palette out. It looks really cute, and I'm going to be really happy to add it to my stash. Next, we have Urban Decay, and this is the latest Naked palette that hasn't found its way to North America yet. I believe right now it's only available in South America, but this is their collaboration with Robin Eisenberg. I am not too familiar with Robin Eisenberg, so I'll let you educate me on who she is in the comments. But this actually looks like a nice Naked palette. Like, this looks like something that I could totally see myself trying out for you guys, and I'll likely pick this one up just because I am a fan of Urban Decay. I have been for so many years, like, you know, ever since the beginning, ever since I started, you know, shopping at Sephora and stuff, Urban Decay has always been in my stash. And, you know, I like to see this. Like, I like seeing these shades from them. I hope they continue to do more. I feel like this is a colorful palette for them. We'll just have to see, you know, the performance of the shadows. Urban Decay needs to step it up. I will say that they definitely need to step up their game, because all of these indie brands are pumping out amazing eyeshadow palettes. Like, just, you know, the shape of the palette, the artwork and everything, and they're doing it at a much cheaper, much affordable price tag, and they're giving us those multi-chromes and duochromes. So for the price of a naked palette, which is what, $54 maybe, you can get a really nice, you know, Sugar Drizzle, It's Belle Cosmetics, Gourmand Girls palette. You can get any one of those for like $40 or less. So just saying, guys, you know, if you feel like you have these shades already, then I would pass on this one and maybe just hold out for some of the new indie releases. Okay, so let's talk about Pat McGrath. So she is going to be dropping, probably the day you're watching this video, she's going to be dropping this new Celestial Nirvana collection eyeshadow palette. This is the large holiday palette that she's been doing for 3 years now. Also in this collection, we're seeing some blushes and highlighter palettes, which I think look really pretty. There's some lip kits, there's some smaller eyeshadow palettes, but the larger eyeshadow palette is definitely what I know a lot of you have your eye on. I'll say that I've tried the other two. I have them in my stash from the last 2 years. I think last year's was better than the first year, especially like the packaging and stuff. This looks to be like the same type of packaging as the one from last year, but I feel like I got more use out of last year's palette than I have out of the first year's palette, which was 2020. I'm still on the fence. I don't know that I'll be picking this one up just because, you know, there's some other things that I like to buy, and, you know, this palette is probably going to be $78 or $80, and I don't know. I don't feel like I get enough use out of the other two that I have to justify buying this one again. I do like the shades, and I do think we're getting more mattes in this one than we have in the past palettes. So maybe it drops on the 23rd, which is, again, probably the day that you're watching this video. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to have to see what kind of mood I am in the morning, whether I pick this up to review for y'all or not. So next we have Beauty Bay. So Beauty Bay posted this picture to their Instagram. I don't know if it was today or the day before, but there's going to be a new 20 pan palette coming out. I guess this is going to be their fall color story, maybe a Halloween color story. We'll see. I'm excited for this one. I am really excited to see what Beauty Bay has in store for us. I hope that it doesn't take like, you know, a month to get to me, but this is definitely something that I will order. I have had really good luck. I've had really good luck with the Beauty Bay formula, with the exception of the Love Notes palette, which that was the only dud. That's the only dud that I've encountered, but I know that palette has worked for so many of you. I don't even know what the color story is, but I'm just, you know, excited to try it. The last one I picked up from them was the New Mood palette, and that one performed really well. So I'm excited. You know, it's going to be an affordable palette. It's going to be about 18 bucks, 20 bucks. So this is definitely something that I do plan on picking up, and I don't even know what the color story looks like. Next, we have this 9-pan palette from Fantasy Cosmetica, and this is the Bard palette. This palette drops on September the 29th. I've never tried this brand before. I've seen it. I see that it's an up-and-coming brand. I see it a lot on Instagram, but never tried it. I don't know that I will order this particular palette. I don't know if this is the palette that I want to be the first time I try the brand with. You know, I kind of feel like I want to wait a little bit more just to see some other stuff that they come out with. I do think this color story is really pretty. You do get 4 matte shades. I love the yellow. I love the green. There's a nice like dark maroon shade, and then a nice like lighter like tan, kind of like a peachy tone transition shade, which I think is going to perfectly complement the 5 shimmer shadows that are in this palette. The swatches look really good. So I think this looks cool, and I think if you've tried the brand before and this color story appeals to you, I like that it's a 9-pan palette, then this might be something worth checking out. I will not be getting it just because I have other things that I'm going to be picking up, but I will definitely put this brand on my must-try list, and if it's not a brand that I can try in 2022, I'll definitely try it for you guys in 2023. Okay, so the next palettes that I'm going to talk about are all palettes that have already been released, and I have videos on, I believe, just about all of them. So Gourmand Girls and Doodles by the Bunny. This is the new Spooked eyeshadow palette. I mean, this goes without saying, this is a fantastic palette. I do have a code with Gourmand Girls. It is Steff. That'll give you 10% off of your order. This palette is going to drop at $3 3 a.m. EST on September the 26th. I am so happy for Christina, the owner of Gourmand Girls, and Angela, who is Doodles by the Bunny. They did a fantastic job, guys. They did a fantastic job with this palette. I would have bought this palette if I had not received it in PR. I am just loving the things that Gourmand Girls is doing. Their formula is just getting better and better, and the matte shades in this palette, guys, the mattes are where it's at. These mattes are perfection. This is just such a good release, such a good collab palette. Spooked from Gourmand Girls and Doodles by the Bunny, September 26th. Mark your calendars, you don't want to miss this one. Now we get to Nomad Cosmetics and the Hudson Valley palette. I do have a video where I created 4 looks at this palette. Loved it. Such a nice traditional fall color story without incorporating Halloween. So if you want a palette that doesn't have anything to do with Halloween, it's just more fall, all about fall and the falling leaves and the pumpkins, this is the palette that you need to pick up. I have a code with Nomad Cosmetics. It is Steff 10. That'll give you 10% off of your order. This palette performs so well. Beautiful matte shades, beautiful shimmer shades, just a very nice traditional fall color story. And guys, when you compare this palette to like the Huda one I showed you earlier and the ABH palette, I don't really think there's a lot of comparison. I think this one really just does a good job of standing on its own. And to be honest, I love the Nomad Cosmetics formula much more than I do the Huda Beauty and ABH formula. And this is also more affordable. So let me know if you ordered this already. I know a lot of you did. And thank you so much to all of you who did let me know that you used my code. I really appreciate it. But let me know once you get this palette home and once you try it out. Let me know what you think about the quality. Let me know what shades are your favorite. But if you're looking for something more along the traditional lines of fall color stories, this is a perfect one to add to your collection. Now we're getting to Too Faced, and I think this was one of the first palettes of the fall 2022 season. This is the Pumpkin Spice Second Slice palette. I did review this palette already. It is decent quality. It's $54. It's in cardboard packaging. Years past, it's been in tin packaging. I think if you collect these palettes year after year, this is a no-brainer for you. You probably already bought it. But if you like this palette a lot, and this is really something you want to add to your stash, wait for the sale. Definitely wait for the sale. Don't pay full price. It will go on sale, whether it goes on sale first at Macy's or Sephora or Ulta or Too Faced. It will go on sale very soon. So just hang tight. The quality is good. It's an overall a nice palette, a good neutral traditional fall color story. And if this appeals to you, then it's definitely worth checking out. Another collection that was recently released, and I think it's still available, this is the Kaleidos Night of Creation collection. So in this collection, we have a couple eyeshadow palettes. I passed on this collection. I did think that the eyeliners were interesting, but not enough for me to place an order. And Kaleidos does ship from, they ship from China or from Japan? I think it's from China. So it does take a little while for the packages from over there to reach me. I wasn't inspired by this collection. Let me know if you guys ordered this collection. For me, I felt like this was an easy pass from the brand. To be honest, I haven't ordered their last 2 collections. I haven't really felt like, oh, you know, I need to have that in my stash. This was just okay. It really wasn't catching my eye, so I passed on this one. Got 2 more palettes to share with you guys. One of them being probably the palette that I would recommend the most, and I think it's on pre-order round 2, the Bella Beauté Bar Strange and Unusual palette. This and the Gourmand Girls. This and the Gourmand Girls palette, the Spooked palette, I think if you were to pair them with one another, oh my gosh, I think you would have an amazing combination. But this Strange and Unusual palette, it's their best yet. I feel like 100% it is the best from Bella Beauté Bar. That's because I'm wearing the M. Jones Celestial Garden palette, which I also found to be really good, but there's just something about this palette. I think it's the multi-chrome and duochrome formula. It's a beautiful palette. I think they created such a fun palette, such a fun color story for Halloween. This could be This could be the Halloween palette of 2022. And the Gourmand Girls, and I said this in the Gourmand Girls video, but the Gourmand Girls mattes paired with this multi-chrome and duochrome formula that's in Strange and Unusual, amazing. Yeah, I think if you can afford to get them both, those would probably be the two Halloween palettes that I'd definitely recommend checking out. I do have a code with Bella Beauty Bar. I think it's Steff 10. But this palette is already on pre-order round 2. So it sold out within 8 minutes. And then the round 1 pre-order sold out rather quickly. And so now they're already on round 2. So if this is something that you want, I would act fast. And last but not least, the Natasha Denona My Dream palette, My Dream collection. I thought that the entire collection was awesome. I've been using the cheek trio, which was the blush and 2 highlighters. I'm loving the lip trio, the lip liner, the lipstick, and the gloss. Love the shade. So many of you have complimented me asking what shade of lipstick am I wearing, and it's been that one. It's been the Natasha shade. But I really think that this My Dream palette is for those of you out there who have very little Natasha Denona in your stash, or who are maybe trying the brand for the first time. I think if you can get the entire collection, like this is going to be your first ever experience with Natasha Denona, and you can afford the entire collection, that would be awesome, because that would be an amazing way for you to try not just the eyeshadow palette formula, but you know, the cheek products and the lip products. I think she really put together a very cohesive collection. This is definitely a collection for the people who don't have Natasha Denona collections, if you kind of understand what I'm saying. I feel like a lot of these shades, while only 2 of them are pre-existing, but you can get a lot of these shades in her other palettes, like similar shades. And if you watch that video, and I'll have my corresponding videos linked in the description box, along with all of the products, the eyeshadow palettes that I'm mentioning. But if you watch that video, I do show you guys some dupes and alternatives in case, you know, this is not something that you feel you need to have. I really think that if you've never experienced the Natasha Denona formula, this would be a fantastic palette to start with. It performs really great. It's a beautiful neutral palette that you can deepen up or just create everyday, you know, light, more wearable looks for the office. I think it's a great collection. I think she did a beautiful job with it. I can see why it's her dream collection. And it's definitely worth checking out, especially if you don't have a lot of Natasha Denona in your stash. Alright guys, so those are the latest and greatest in fall and Halloween makeup releases for 2022. I know at the time I'm putting up this video, there's probably more stuff that's been sneak peeked or announced. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know what palettes you have picked up. Let me know what palettes you are planning to pick up. Or let me know what palettes you're like, oh, no, Steff, I am not going anywhere near that palette, near that collection. Because I know there's definitely some on this list that, yeah, I'm totally passing on. And I know you guys are going to pass on some of these too. I wish at the end of the day we could afford to buy them all, because makeup is just so much fun. But choose wisely, guys. Don't let FOMO get the best of you. Pick and choose the ones that really call your attention, that really just catch your eye, and stuff that you know you're going to use. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Sound off in the comments down below. I want to thank you all so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night, wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink your water. Cheers. I'll see y'all very soon. Bye.